Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel The Teacher, and in this tutorial we will learn about how to use section to organize slides in Microsoft PowerPoint. So let's get started, and here we have a presentation with a lot of slides. So here you can see the thumbnail view, and if I scroll down then you can see that we have total 60 slides, and I have divided the 60 slides into three different sections. Like the first section we have the outline view, then we have animation with morph transition, and then we have animation without the morph transition, the third section, this one. So what are the benefits of using section in PowerPoint? That is what we are going to learn in this tutorial. The first thing that I would like to tell you that if you are looking into the thumbnail view for those number of slides, then you can hold down the control key and then use the mouse scroll to zoom in and zoom out. That way you can have more or lesser slides inside the thumbnail view. So as I am using the mouse scroll to zoom in and zoom out, so the maximum thumbnail size that you can have in a thumbnail view is up to this size, and if I zoom out then the smallest size is this one. So it totally depends on the screen size and the resolution you have on your monitor. The another way to see your presentation when you have a lot of slides is to use the slide sorter view. You can also click on this button here, or you can also move to view section, and here you can choose either the slide sorter or the normal view. So in slide sorter view you can also use the mouse scroll to have the larger or smaller thumbnails. So as you can see that the slide sorter view is a bit better than the thumbnail view, because if you have a lot of slides then you can have more number of slides in slide sorter than the thumbnail view. Along with that you can also see the timings of the slides at the bottom and the slide number, and either the slide is having any transition or not. And you can also see the status of a hidden slide. If you hide a slide by right clicking on it, then you can also see a line over the slide number which shows that this slide is hidden. So which view is better, thumbnail view or the slide sorter view? So let me clarify you a few things, then after that you can decide that for yourself, that which view you should use when working with a lot of slides, and you also need to create section to manage slides. There is a problem with the slide sorter view that if you select a section by clicking on the section name, and then if you right click on a slide, then you only see commands corresponding to the section only. Whereas if you are looking the slides in a normal view, and if you select a section through the thumbnail view instead of slide sorter, and now if you right click on a slide, then you see the corresponding commands according to the slide. So you might have seen the difference. Like, let me show you again that if in slide sorter I select the entire section and then right click on a slide, then you still only see the commands corresponding to the section only. Whereas in the thumbnail view, if you select a section and if you right click on a section, then you see the commands corresponding to the section, and if you right click on a slide, then you see the commands that you can apply over the slides, like copying the slides or duplicating the slides, deleting the slides, or changing the background, or hiding or unhiding the slides. And that is what the use of sections are. So let me tell you that how you can create new section and what are the benefits of creating sections. So first I will remove all these three sections, and you can collapse or expand the section by clicking on this arrow. So I will collapse all the three sections, and now it shows you that all the sections have 20 slides each. And now if I want to, let's say, delete a section, then I can just right click on the section and can then choose remove section. So that way the section will get removed. But if I expand this one, the second section, and scroll through the slides, then you can see that all the slides of section 3 are still there, because we just removed this section. And you don't need to collapse or expand the view before deleting a section. Like if you want to delete the second section, then you can just right click it and then choose remove section, and you can see that all these slides are still available, only the section name has been removed. So I will remove this one as well and will create a new section from the beginning. So let's say to the first 20 slides I want to create a section and name it outline view. So you can easily do that by right clicking and then choose add section, or you can also do that from the home tab by clicking the section drop down button and then choose add section. So now you can see that it has selected all the slides of this presentation. So let's say I name them outline view. And now I move down, and after the 20 number slide I again create a section here, right click, add section, and I name it animation with morph transition. And the third one will be after 40th number slide right here, and that one I will name animation without morph. So the section will help you to easily organize these slides. So let's say if I want to move this section down, then I can just drag and drop it, or you can either do that by right clicking on the section name and then choose move section up or move section down. If you want to remove a section and all of its corresponding slides, then you can right click on that section name and then choose remove section and slides. That way the section and the slides will both get deleted. As you can see that we only now have 40 slides, and the third section and 20 slides of that section has been removed. So the best part of creating and using section is that when you select a section from the thumbnail or slide sorter view, then it selects all the slides of that particular section. Like I have selected 20 slides just with a single click, and now I can, let's say if I want to change the background of all these 20 slides, then what I can do, I can right click on the slides and can then choose format background, and now if I apply a background color, then it will get applied to this particular section. As you can see, let me show you once again. Now I will apply a different color here, gradient color, and you can see that it has applied that gradient color to the 20 slides just in a second. Moreover, if you want to copy this section and all its corresponding slide, so after selecting the section, if you click the copy button here, or you can also right click on a slide and then choose copy, then move to the location where you want to have that new section and then click the paste button. So after the 40th slide you have a new section with the same name, and then you can right click and choose rename section, and here I will name it without morph. Furthermore, after selecting a section, you can also change the transitions all at once. Like I don't want to apply any transition to these 20 slides, so I click on the none. I can also change the duration of all these slides at once by applying the timing, let's say 0.02 seconds, and hit the enter key. Furthermore, let's say I don't want to show these two first sections during the slideshow, so I can easily select this section here and can go to slideshow tab and then can click hide slide, and again I select this section and then click on hide slide. So you can see that in just few clicks I have made 40 slides hidden in this slide. Now if I see the slideshow, then it will start from the third section, the first slide of the third section. So you can work with this section in the thumbnail view and in the slide sorter view. The only problem that I told you before, that in the slide sorter view you don't get the commands in the context menu when you right click on a slide. So you have to use the commands from the ribbon tabs, like if you want to unhide all these slides. So after selecting the section in the slide sorter view, you can use the hide unhide command from the slideshow tab. Or if you want to change the background, then you can go to the design tab, and here you can click on format background and then choose a color that you want. Or if you want to cut, copy or paste the slides, then you can also go to the home tab and then click on copy, move to the end of the presentation right here, and you can also rename the section here. So if we look carefully, then this section helps you to select all the slides in just a single click which are available in that particular section. So let's say if you want to hide 40 slides, then you don't need to select the first slide and then hold down the shift key and then scroll down and then click on the 40th number slide. Instead, you can easily select 20 slides like just clicking on the section name. And after selecting the slides, you can apply all the commands which are available in the context menu. Right click context menu, like you can cut, copy, paste, you can change the layout of the slides, all the 20 slides of this section. If I click on this comparison layout, then it will get applied to all the 20 slides, as you can see here. So that way the sections not only help you to organize your slides, but it also help you to apply a command on all the slides of a section at once. So I hope you will find this tutorial useful. Let me know by liking, sharing and commenting on this video, and you can also subscribe to our channel for more upcoming tutorial videos. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye and take care. Hello everyone, this is Rajiv Kohli and welcome back to our channel The Teacher, and in this tutorial I will show you the use of eyedropper command available under Shape Format tab. Let me tell you one thing, that this command is only available in PowerPoint, and if you select a shape in Microsoft Word or Excel and after that you go to Shape Format and click on Shape Fill, then you are not going to find that command neither in Shape Fill nor under Shape Outline. And that applies to Microsoft Excel as well. You can see that the eyedropper command is not available under both of these, Shape Fill and Shape Outline. However, if you select a shape in Microsoft PowerPoint, then you can find that command under both of these drop down menus. So if I show you the article about eyedropper by Microsoft.com, then here you can see that in which versions of PowerPoint you can use the eyedropper command, and that is available from 2013. So here they have explained the use of this command. So I am going to tell you the same, and I will show you that how you can convert your simple shapes into a beautiful object using the eyedropper command. As you can see, I have another slide here where after using the eyedropper, the cat that I have drawn using the shape tools look exactly like this picture. So let's get started and see how to use the eyedropper command both for Shape Fill and Shape Outline. So as I zoom in and select this ear first and go to Shape Format, and there you can see that it is the white color has been filled. So you can either choose the white color from this list or you can also use the eyedropper. But let's say I go with the default white color, and in most of the pictures you can notice that most of the shapes will not have an outline. So if you want to remove the outline of a shape, then you can click on Shape Outline, then choose No Outline. So right now the slide background is white and that shape has also the fill color white. So the next thing I will do will change the slide background color and will apply the same color. So for that I will right click on an empty area of the slide and will choose Format Background, and here I will choose Solid Fill, but I don't want to choose a color from this list. Instead I want to apply the same color as this picture has. So I will click on the eyedropper, and as you now start moving over different color of this picture, then you can click and choose that which color you want. So now I will click on this blue color and the same color will get applied to the background of my slide. So I zoom out a little bit. Now I select this here and go to Shape Format, Shape Fill White, and remove the outline. Now I select the head first and go to shape fill, eyedropper, and then choose this color. You don't need to click on this drop down button if you want to use no outline again and again. Instead you can press this button right from here and it will apply the last outline color that you had chosen before. So now I select the inner part of the ears and choose eyedropper and choose this color and remove the outline, and again shape fill. I want to fill the same color, so I will click here instead of clicking on the drop down button. That way it will fill the last used color. And to remove the outline I just need to click here because the last time I used the no outline command, so it will apply no outline to this shape as well. So I also want to remove the outline of this and this. So next is this mouth here, and for that I will use the white color and will remove the outline. Then black color for eyes, and if you want to select multiple objects then you can hold down the shift key, choose the black color, remove the outline. And for blushes I will go with eyedropper and will click on this color, remove the outline. And you can also add the transparency if you want to by clicking on more fill colors and then choose the transparency level, like I go with 25%. So now I will use the same method to replicate the colors from this picture to different shape layers, and will also name those layers and will change their position as I want them on the slide. So you can see that how the eyedropper command can copy and paste the color from any other objects into your shape layers. So that is the final output that you will get after using the eyedropper. So you can see that how the eyedropper can help you to copy the same color from other objects into your shape layers, and then you can use the selection pane to rename and arrange the layers as you want them on the slide. So I hope you will like this tutorial. Let me know by liking, sharing and commenting on this video. And you can also subscribe to our channel for more upcoming tutorial videos. Thanks a lot for watching and have a great weekend. Hello everyone, this is Rajiv Kohli and welcome back to our channel The Teacher. And in this tutorial I will teach you that how you can work inside a grouped object and why this is important and how you can benefit from this. Maybe you already know that how you can group and ungroup and regroup the shapes and pictures in Microsoft PowerPoint, but this lesson is a little bit different and I will teach you that how you can work inside a grouped object and what are the benefits of doing that. That will be my next animation on RoboCat, and I have used the morph transition to animate this RoboCat without using any other PowerPoint animation effects. During the creation of this presentation I have to work inside the grouped objects and have to move or resize the shapes within a grouped object. And before moving further I would like to show you that I have already published a video on how to group and ungroup shapes in Microsoft Word. However, you can use all these commands in PowerPoint as well because the shape format properties in Microsoft Word and PowerPoint are similar. So you can watch this video. I have given the link of this video in the description. And other thing I would like to show you that this video is on number 7 in top 10 videos of my channel. And next thing is that we have 2 articles here from Microsoft.com. Here you can see that how they have explained the method of grouping and ungrouping items.
and the second article is about how to select the objects within the groups. So we will discuss both of these in further detail. So let's get started, and here you can see that we have this RoboCAD design, and that is the only outline view. I have removed the fill color from all the shapes. You can open the selection pane from the home tab by clicking on select drop down button and then choose selection pane, and there you can see the list of all the shape layers that I have used to draw this RoboCAD. So here I would like to tell you about a few things about the selection pane. That first, you can hide or show particular shape layers by using this I button. So when you are using a lot of shape, then this could be very beneficial, that you can hide certain shape layers and can work on what you need. And another thing I would like to tell you, that the arrow indicates that all of these layers are grouped objects. And if I further expand this gun shape layer, then you can see that we also have further subgroups in this main gun group. You can see the tree structure of this group here, and you can easily hide or show a particular object within from the groups as well. You can also lock certain shape layers that you don't want to move or resize, or don't want to do anything with them when working with other shape layer in the same group. So then you can use this command lock. Maybe you have noticed that before or not, I don't know, but through the selection pane you can easily select a shape within from a group or a subgroup. Like if I click on this oval 147, then you can see that it has selected that particular oval within from this grouped object. So I can also hide or show that particular oval, you can see. So selection pane lets you select the shapes within from groups by just clicking on them, and you can select multiple items through the selection pane by holding the control key. If you want to select multiple shape layers, then you can hold down the control key. However, if you would read these articles, then you can find that you can use shift and control, both keys, to select multiple items within from a group. But if you try to use the shift key inside the selection pane, then it is not going to work. So inside the selection pane you can only use the control key. So basically, what are the groups? If for beginners, I would like to explain that. So let's say if I insert a shape, let's say a rectangle here, and then an oval inside this rectangle, and then I change the fill color of this oval. Now I select this one and hold down the shift key, and you can also hold down the control key. There is a difference. With control key you can select the non-continuous objects. However, with the shift key the selection normally goes continuously. So here, to select multiple objects, you can also use the shift or control key. I would suggest to use shift key, because if you are selecting multiple objects using the control key, then by mistake, if you just drag and drop this like this, then it will make a duplicate. So it will be better to select multiple items using the shift key when you are working inside the slide. In the selection pane you have to use control key. So now I can group both of these objects, and now they will behave like a single object. Now if I will click on this shape layer, then both of these objects will get selected, because both are in a single group and will behave like a single element inside the slide. And if now I configure the properties, then it will apply on all the grouped objects. So let's say if I change the fill color, then you can see that the color of both of the shapes has changed together. And if I change the outline color, then it will change the outline color of both the shapes. So when we create these kind of complex designs in PowerPoint by combining multiple shapes, then you must know that how to work with the grouped and ungrouped objects. So let me delete this one, and let's say I select this shape layer, and that is the head layer. The selection pane highlights the layer that you select from the slide, and if I expand this, then you can see all the other shape layers that has been grouped together. So if I zoom in and I want to work only on this eye here, the right eye, then I can easily select it by just clicking once more inside the grouped object. Then it will automatically select that particular shape layer within from a group. Now if I want to change the position of this particular shape layer, then I can easily do that, and I can also change the fill, color, outline or other shape properties for this particular shape layer as well. So you can also select particular shape layer within from a group using the keyboard. So let's say I select this shape layer, that is the head shape layer, and if now I start tapping the tab key from the keyboard, then it will start selecting the next shape layer within from that group, like that. And if you want to move backward, then you can also use Shift plus Tab key to move back to the previous shape layers. So using the Tab and Shift Tab, you can toggle between the layers within from a group. And that has been described in these articles here. As you can see here, you can select a particular object by just clicking on that object within from a group. And you can select multiple objects within from a group, like if I select this one and now I want to select both of these eyes, then I can either hold down the Control key or Shift key. So as I told you, holding the Control key could be a little bit difficult, because if you just drag and drop them like that, then they will get copied. So I will suggest you to use the Shift key. And before ending this lesson, I would also like to tell you about the regroup command that you can find under the group drop down button of shape format. And if that is not available, then you might be using an older version of PowerPoint. So how that regroup command can save your time, let me explain you that. So as you can see that I have selected the head layer, and let's say for the time I want to ungroup both of these eye layers here. However, you don't need to do that. You can select both of these eye and even can move them or resize them together, or can change other properties of shape format. But let's say for any reason you want to ungroup them for a certain period of time, then you can use the ungroup command for sure. And after changing the size or position of the objects, now you don't need to select all the objects again to make a group. Now you can select only the head layer, go to the group drop down button, and then just use the regroup command, and it will automatically pick from the history that which shape layer you had used previously for the head group shape layer. Now both of these eyes are again a part of this head shape layer. However, the name has changed and you have to rename it again and press the enter key. Moreover, you can also use the selection pan to change the position of the shape layers, like you do with the bring forward, send backward, or bring to front or send to back commands. So you can easily change the position by just dragging and dropping the shape layer. Either it is a grouped layer or a single shape layer. You can easily change the position just by dragging and dropping, or you can also use these up and down arrow keys to change the position, like sending backward or bringing forward. Like if you want to bring this back leg layer to top of all the others layer, then you can just drag and drop that to top of the selection pan. Now this shape layer is on top of all the other layers in this slide. So if you want to send a layer behind all the others layer, then you can drag and drop that to the bottom of the selection pan. Our next RoboCAD tutorial will be another example of working inside the grouped objects and how that could be beneficial when you want to create a short animated scene in PowerPoint. So I hope you will like this tutorial. Let me know by liking, sharing and commenting on this video, and you can also subscribe to our channel for more upcoming tutorial videos. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye and have a nice weekend.
Hello everyone, this is Rajiv Kohli and welcome back to our channel The Teacher. And today we are going to talk about how to create and use GIF animation files in PowerPoint. And here we have one of our presentation, and the tutorial of this animation will be released soon. And in this presentation I have used two animation GIF files that I also created inside the PowerPoint. And why I am using the GIF files in this presentation, I will explain you the complete topic, and why would you need to do that, I will explain everything about that. So let's get started. And first of all, I will open the selection pane of this presentation to see all the objects that we are currently having on this slide. So here you can see a long list that we used to draw all these shapes, and along with the shape layers, as you can see here, we have used a lot of rounded corner rectangles and other shapes. Along with the shapes, if you look carefully, then we here have picture 18. So if I turn this off, and you can also note one thing, that we are not seeing the slideshow, but still these two animation effects are still getting played, like this screen, the text on the screen, and these music notes are still playing in the background, and that is because both of these are GIF files. So if I show you the slideshow, then you can see the complete animation. So why I am using two GIF animation files here and how I had created them, that is the topic of this tutorial. So let me turn off this picture 18, and you can see that the music notes are now gone. And if I scroll up, then here we have picture 14, that is on top because the position of this screen is on top of all the other objects. So if I turn this off, then that text animation screen has also gone. So first I will explain you that why I need to use GIF files for this, and then later I will explain that how I had created them. So I have another presentation here. If you look into this presentation, I have named it screen. So if I open the selection pane here, then you can see that I have used a lot of rounded corner rectangles to create these text inside the screen, as you can see. And we also have a freeform shape, that is the outer line of the screen. So what we need, we want to display these rounded corner rectangles one by one. And if I go to the animations tab and open the animation pane, then you can see that I have applied the wipe animation with a very short duration of 0.10 seconds. And in very rare my presentation I use after previous, and I have to recreate this animated text screen because you cannot apply all these animation effects inside a single slide or a single presentation. So that is why I have to recreate this animation in a separate presentation, and then later I have exported this. So I am using the wipe animation effect, and if I show you the effect options property, then I am using the right direction here. So what I want each of this rounded corner rectangle to appear from right while having the wipe animation effect. So you can easily apply that. Let me delete all of them, and now I will select all of these rounded corner rectangles, and the best way to select them is to draw a rectangle to have all the shape layers within this selection, and they will get selected. And now if I go to the add animation from the animations tab, and here I go to the more entrance effect, and I will choose the wipe animation effect. So you can see the preview. Let's see the slideshow. So here you can see that all of them are coming at once. So what I need all of them to come one by one, so with a higher speed, and I will apply the time duration 0.10 seconds, and I will set them after previous. So the first rounded corner rectangle will appear with the wipe effect within 0.10 seconds from the right direction. Let me change the direction as well. You can select all the animation effects by selecting the first one, then holding the shift key, and then select the last one. And here now I will change the effect option from right. So here we have our animation. So now I only need this screen and the text with the animation. So you can go to the file menu and then click on export,
and here you can find that option, create an animated GIF. And let me tell you that you might not be able to see this option if you are using any older version of Microsoft PowerPoint. I am currently using Microsoft Office 365, and you have to buy a monthly or yearly subscription for this. So if you have that option, then you can really create many attractive animations in PowerPoint by creating different segments of animation effects in different presentation, and then export them in as GIF file, and then later import those GIF file into a single presentation to create a single animated scene like we have did here. So now I will click here create GIF, but before that I will also make a check mark on make background transparent. So I don't need any white or black background, I only need this screen here. So go to the file, export, create an animated GIF, and you can also choose the quality. Let's say we will go with extra large, then click create GIF, and you can see that I have previously exported both of these GIF files, text on screen GIF and music notes GIF. Let me name it screen2 GIF and click save, and here you can see the status. So now what I can do, I can come back to this presentation, and here I can insert that screen, and you can see that previously I have drawn all the shape layers on this presentation and had applied the same animation, wipe animation effect on this. But what I need to repeat this animation effect again and again. So if I show you the slideshow, then it is not moving now. So let's say if I select all of them like this, and now I can go to the animations tab, click add animation, drop down button and choose wipe, change the effect option from right and set it to play after previous with the duration of 0.10 seconds. And now we will open the animation pan and we'll see the position of these effects. Now all of these effects will play after all the other animation effects that I have used on this presentation. So as you can see, our last animation effects ends at 5.25 seconds. So that is why these animation effect will start after that. So if I set them to play with previous, then I can change the delay timing as I want. So I want to start all of these animation from the beginning of the animation. So now I have to manually add delay between each of the effect. Like here I have to set 0.10 second delay, and then here I have to set 0.20 second delay. So that way it is going to take a lot of time to apply the delay timings between all of these effects. However, I want the first effect to start without any delay from the 0 second. So we can't choose after previous in that situation, because if you will apply that, then it will start right from here. Or what you can do, you can also change the position of all of these effects, like you can move them to the top, and you can select all of them and can drag and drop them in the animation pan according to the position that you want. Like I want the top position for them, and now you can see that how the after previous is working. So now these effects will get played after this. So now you cannot move back from this point. You can see that the delay timing is already set to 0. However, this animation will start at 2.2 seconds. So that could be the situation when you need to create a GIF file for the specific animation that you want to use inside that presentation. The another problem here is that if I show you the slideshow, then you can see that all those text lines are playing, but they are playing only once. And if I select again all of them, like this, and go to the effect options, and I ask them to repeat this effect until end of the slide, then it is not going to help, as you can see that here, because we cannot add a delay between the repeats. Like if I want to add a 1 second delay between the first and second repeats, so that is why I have to export this particular scene as a separate GIF file, and then later I have imported that GIF into this presentation, let me delete all of these shapes and then go to the insert pictures, this device, and now you can import that GIF file that you exported in previous step, like here, screen to GIF. So as you know that the GIF files are played infinitely in Microsoft PowerPoint during the slideshow. So that way this effect will automatically get repeat until end of the slide. So the same way we want that for the music notes. We want the music notes to come from the down and go upwards again and again. And here you can see that I have applied 5 animation effects to a single animation node. So same way I place these music notes on a separate presentation and applied all the animation effects that I want. Then I go to the file, export, create an animated GIF, make background transparent, extra large quality, create GIF, and now I will name it music notes 2, let's say, save. And now I will move back to this presentation. As you can see that we have already inserted that GIF. You can see that play and pause sign here. And let me delete this one, and I will also delete these notes here because we no longer need them. So I will delete all of them. Or you can also open the selection pane and you will see those notes as graphics object here, and I can select and delete them right from here easily. And you can insert these music notes from the insert icons option, and here if you will type music and press the enter key, then you will start seeing the music icon which I have used in this presentation. And later, after inserting one of the note, you can also use the graphic format options here, like you can change the fill and outline colors, which I did in this presentation. So now I will insert that GIF file as a background from this device, music node 2, insert, and I will also send, however this music node GIF file is transparent, but still I will send it to back behind all these objects because we want the music notes to come from the back side. So now if I see I will also insert that screen animation, screen to GIF, and the position is right here. And now if we see the slideshow, then both of these animation will play infinitely until end of the slide. So that is how you can create a particular scene in a particular presentation and then can export that as a GIF file, and later you can import that transparent GIF file into your other presentation as a separate running animation sequence. So I hope you get my point and you will also like this tutorial. Let me know by liking, sharing and commenting on this video, and you can also subscribe to our channel for more upcoming tutorial videos. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye and have a nice weekend.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel The Teacher, and in this tutorial I will show you that how you can trigger animations on mouse click in Microsoft PowerPoint. And to illustrate this I have created this animation here, which is inspired from one of the animation by Dario Corsi at codepen.io. So you can see this animation here. When we click on these boxes, then they drop down. And here one thing you can notice, that when I hover my mouse over one of these boxes, then first it gets on top and also get larger, and when I click on this box, then it fall down. So this technique has been used on all the boxes, the same technique. So I try to illustrate the same in PowerPoint. However, the effects are not exactly the same. There are a few things that you cannot do in PowerPoint, so let me show you. here we have this presentation, and if I run this presentation and start clicking on these boxes, then they start falling down. But there is one problem here, that when I hover my mouse over one of these boxes, then they don't get on top of the other boxes on the screen. So we only have one choice here, that if I click on this box, then it will get zoom a little bit and then will fall down. So there is no mouse over effect in my presentation. Later I will show you that why we cannot apply mouse over effect in this illustration. And if any of you know how to use Visual Basic Codes in PowerPoint, then let me know if you can bring these boxes on top by hovering the mouse over them. So let me show you that how I have created this presentation. And for that, first I will go to File, New, Blank Presentation, and will change the layout to blank. And first of all, here I will insert a shape, a rounded corner rectangle, and will draw the rectangle. And we will go with this default yellow pointer. We will not change the shape, as we want it like this. And then instead of choosing the fill or outline colors, you can also click on this shape style drop down button, and here I will choose this one with shadow. And now I will place this shape right here, zoom out a little bit, and now I will apply all the animation that I want to trigger when someone click on this shape. And for that I will go to the Animations tab, click the Add Animation drop down button, and here first I will choose the grow shrink animation, set it to play with previous with a duration of 0.25 seconds, very short duration I am giving to this grow shrink effect. And now I will open the animation pen and will double click on this effect to open the effect options property window. And now I will change the size to 115, let's say, and I want this button to grow on both sides. And if you want to grow the size horizontal alone, then you can choose this option here, hit the OK key. But we want to run this animation when someone click on this shape. So now let's say I change the time duration 2 seconds and see the slideshow. Now you can see that it has started growing automatically because we set it to play with previous with the duration of 2 seconds. So when I run the slideshow, then it immediately start growing to 115%. So I want to trigger this animation on mouse click. So you can do this just by clicking on this trigger button and then choose on click off and then the shape name on which you want to trigger this animation when you click that shape. So I want this animation to run only when someone click on this button. So you can do this by clicking on this trigger drop down button and here point to on click off, and there you will see the shape name. So before going further, I will recommend you to open the selection pane from the home tab and then give a proper name to your shape, like I give it box 1 and then hit the enter key. And now if I go again to the trigger settings, then here you will start seeing the name. So if there are many shapes on your slide on which you want to apply the trigger setting, then I will advise you to use the selection pane to rename each of the shape. So I am going to trigger this animation on click of box 1. Now this grow shrink effect will only play when someone will click on this box 1 shape. So let me show you. If I see the slideshow, and now if I click on this shape, then it will start growing and will take the time you set in the time duration. So I will again set it to let's say half a second. Now I want to apply more animation to this shape. So the next animation will be motion path, and I will move to more motion path and will apply down motion path, hit the OK key and hold down the shift key while adjusting the length of motion path, and I will drop this box right here out of the slide. And I also want to trigger this animation on click of box 1 and want to set a duration of 1 second and want to play this animation with previous. So when I will click on this box 1, then the first effect will run and it will increase the size of this box. Then immediately along with that, it will also start falling down. So if we see the slideshow and I click on this box, then you will see it will start growing and falling down at the same time. So I want a little bit delay and I will add a 0.50 seconds delay. So it will grow and then it will fall. And I also want to spin while it falls. So I add another animation, the spin animation effect, and set the effect option to half spin, trigger it on click of box 1 and set a duration of 1 second, and also set it to play with previous with a delay timing of 0.50. So now when I will click on this box, then all these three animation effect will run together. Let's see the slideshow and then click on this box here. Right. So now I will start duplicating this box and will fill out entire slide. So the easiest way to make duplicate is to hold down the Control and Shift key while dragging and dropping the shape. So that way it will quickly create a duplicate. And now you can start pressing F4 key to replicate the last command. So that way you don't have to drag and drop again and again. You can just tap F4 key to make further duplicates. So now we have one line ready, and if you want you can then select all of these shapes by pressing Ctrl A key, and then you can adjust the position like this. Okay, now see the slideshow, and then now start tapping on any of these buttons and they will start dropping. But there is a problem that if I mistakenly click on the empty area of this slide, then it ends the slideshow, and I don't want this. And I also want to display some kind of text or a picture in the background. So I will insert a picture here, insert pictures from this device, and I will choose this one and will send it to back. Now I will fill the entire slide with this button and will make duplicate of all these buttons here. So I will zoom out a little bit and will select all these buttons. And for the time you can also hide this picture or can insert that picture later. Or you can go to the selection pane and then just hide this picture. So now I will hold down Ctrl and Shift keys while dragging and dropping these boxes to the right. And now start tapping F4 key to make duplicates. And now I will turn on the picture. I would also like to apply a hyperlink to the picture, because if I see the slideshow and start tapping on these buttons, and by mistake if I click on this picture here, then again it will end the show. So what I will do, I will hide all of these boxes and will just turn on the picture and will select the picture and will also apply an action setting. And we want nothing, we don't want to move to any other slide or the same slide. I want just to highlight the click. That way it will not do anything else but will just highlight the click. And on top of that there are a lot of boxes, so you will not see the highlight click, and it will do nothing if by mistake someone click on the picture. Hit the OK key and then click on show all to see all the buttons. And now you can start clicking on this button to reveal the background picture. So that was all, but I also want to clarify a few more things, like we can't apply the mouse over effect. So if you select one of these shape and go to the animation pane, and here in the animations tab, if you click this triggers drop down button, then you can see that we only have the option on mouse click. We don't have the option on mouse over or mouse hover. That I want to grow the size of this box when someone hover the mouse over it. So you can't trigger a mouse over or mouse hover effect in PowerPoint. However, there is another option we have, and that is to insert an action setting,
and then you can choose a macro that can run a particular animation on mouse over. Like we have both of these settings here, mouse click and mouse over, and you can set to run a macro which will have a Visual Basic commands that will trigger the animation effect and can grow the size and can even apply the motion path and spin animation effects together in a one macro script. So I don't know Visual Basic, but however I would like to show you something here. And here we have a macro. I have given the link of this website in the video description. I have given the link of this presentation in the video description. You can go and download this presentation, and you can also find a link to this website where someone is asking that he want to bring a shape on top when someone hover on that shape. So here someone replied and gave the answer that he should use this script in Visual Basic to bring the particular shape on top, like you have seen in this animation. If I hover over any of these boxes, on whichever box I will hover, that box will get larger, and when I will click on this box, then it will fall down. So let me quickly show you that how you can apply Visual Basic codes. Let's say I select this code and right click and choose copy, and here in PowerPoint I just press Alt plus F11 key to bring the Visual Basic editor, and here I will insert a module and will paste that code here. Now close this window and now select one of these boxes like this first one and go to the Insert tab, then click Action, and here I can choose either mouse click or mouse over, and then I will choose Run Macro, and here you can see the name of the macro that we just saved in Visual Basic Editor, bring to front. So hit the OK key, and now if I will see the slideshow and will click on this box, you will see that it will get on top of all the other boxes on the slide. So you have seen that box is now on top. Let's say if I click on this one, so first I have to apply the action setting on this one as well, and that is from 5th column, and that is the 6th button. So I will insert action, run, and this time I choose mouse over, run the macro, bring to front, hit the OK key, and from the 5th column we will choose the 6th box, this one. So you see, as soon as I move my mouse over this box, it get on top of all the other boxes. So you have to insert this code in the beginning when you have created the first box and have applied the animation effect, and after that just insert the code and apply the action setting, and then start duplicating the boxes. So that way the action setting will also get copied along with that. So let's say if I make a duplicate of this first button here, so let's say if I make another duplicate of this first button here, select the button and go to Home tab, and then choose copy and then paste. And now if I go to the action, then you can see that the action setting has also been copied along with the shape. So there is a problem with this method, or you can say there is a problem, or the code is incomplete, because now if I click on the first button, then it will get on top, but now I want to run the animation, or I want to trigger the animation, the 3 animation effects, but as I am clicking on this button, it is not triggering the animation. So if you know the Visual Basic, then you can add the animation effect codes to the same script. So if someone hover the mouse over this box, then it will get larger, and if someone click on this box, then it will drop down, and it will also get on front of all the other boxes. But anyway, you can't do this right now without Visual Basic code.
So I hope you will find this trigger animation setting useful. Let me know by liking, sharing and commenting on this video, and you can also subscribe to our channel for more upcoming tutorial videos. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye and take care.